Emergency shutoff valve. Assembly and disassembly maintenance steps. Assembling of valve disc assembly. Blow and clean the O-ring groove of the valve disc. Apply a little grease. Insert the O-ring of the valve disc. Note that the O-ring must not be twisted. Press it to fit the groove. If using a cladding O-ring, it needs to be soaked in boiling water for 1 minute to soften before assembly. Assembling of air cylinder assembly. Apply a little grease to the piston groove and insert the piston into the piston groove with a Y-ring. The direction should be noted. Apply a little grease inside the air cylinder's piston cavity and put it into the piston shaft group. Sheath with air cylinder cover. Put 4 F4 gaskets which coated O-ring seal group on the shaft. It should be noted that direction of 4 F4 gaskets should be paired in pairs and placed face to face. Screw on the adjusting nut and adjust the adjusting nut. Make it meet the technical requirements of 0.1 mm not opening and 0.1 to 0.17 mm opening. The reference torque is 8 to 9 Nm. Lock the M4 socket head screw and tighten the M4 nut. Up part assemble, such as valve disc and spring. Place the valve body on a clean working surface and blow the sealing surface clean. Install the valve disc and spring. Then one person presses the top cover and press it down. Another person uses a hollow sleeve-like tool. Press down firmly until the edge of the top cover is below the circlip groove. Clamp the circlip. Note that the end of the circlip is exposed to the disassembly hole about 10 to 20 millimeters. This is convenient for disassembly operations. Then use a wooden hammer or other non-metallic hammer to strike the tilted high point of the top cover to avoid tilting. The final assembling of the air chamber assembly. Install the air cylinder assembly onto the valve body. Note that the sealing O-ring between the gas cylinder assembly and the valve body should be embedded in the valve body groove. Tighten 4 pieces of M8 hex socket screws. Maintenance and disassembly steps. It is recommended to replace the sealing ring every 6 months as it is a vulnerable part. The replacement of the valve disc sealing ring depends on the situation. How to operate. Stabilize the emergency shutoff valve. One person using a hollow sleeve similar tool. Press down firmly until the edge of the top cover is below the circlip groove. Another person uses tools such as a tapered screwdriver to insert into the disassembly hole to pry the end of the circlip. Remove the circlip and release the top cover to remove the valve disc. Use a sharp tool to remove the damaged O-ring and reassemble the new O-ring. Replace the piston Y-ring. Use a 6 mm Allen key to remove the 4 M8 screws and remove the air cylinder assembly. At this point, the piston shaft can be retracted to the end and to be flush, you will see the piston Y-ring. Remove the damaged Y-ring. Replace a new ring with a little grease. Pay attention to the direction of the Y-ring. Treatment of leakage in the lower exhaust hole of the air cylinder assembly. Loosen the M4 nut and then loosen the M4x12 hex socket screw. Tighten the lock nut slightly. If you discovered leakage from the lower exhaust hole, but after tightening the locking nut it still leaks, specific operations are as follows. Rotate the locking nut counterclockwise and remove the sealing ring assembly. Replace and then reassemble. Treatment of leakage in fusible bolts. Rotate the fusible bolt at the lower part of the air cylinder assembly counterclockwise and remove it. Replace the sealing O-ring on the bolt and reassemble it. Emergency response measures for valve failure to open properly due to winter freezing or foreign object jamming on the valve disc. Specific operation: use approximately M1250 bolts instead of fusible bolts to push the valve disc open for emergency use. When steaming the tank, ordinary M12 outer hexagonal bolts can be used to block it to avoid damaging the fusible parts inside the fusible bolts. After steaming, it should be restored. When loading and unloading materials, the working air source must meet a pressure of 0.6 or above.